Hey, welcome back. So you've got a trip to Lithuania on the horizon? Awesome. This explainer is just for you. We're going to make sure you're not just packed, but you are totally prepared for a safe and amazing adventure.
So, you're heading to the beautiful Baltics. That's fantastic. But before you start daydreaming about wandering through Vilnius's old town or seeing the Curonian Spit, let's just take a few minutes for some quick prep. Think of it as your 5-minute safety briefing that's going to make your whole trip totally worry-free.
And just so you know, all the info we're covering today comes straight from the experts over at EmergencyReady.eu.
So what is EmergencyReady.eu? Well, think of it like your new favorite travel buddy. It's a project that pulls together all the critical local info, emergency numbers, safety guides, all that good stuff, for countries all over Europe, so you can be sure your adventure stays an adventure. All right, let's dive in. First up, your digital safety net. This is the really important stuff you've got to set up on your phone before you even think about heading to the airport.
And it's just a simple 3-step process. Seriously, it's that easy. First, save the number 112 in your phone's contacts right now. Second, pop over to your app store and download an app called LT72. And third, while you're there, grab another app called Polgaba 112. Got it? 112, LT72, and Polgaba 112. Done.
So, let's break down how this digital toolkit actually works for you. First, 112, that's your one-stop shop for emergencies. Police, fire, ambulance. It covers everything. Then you've got the LT72 app. This is your personal preparedness hub. It'll give you real-time alerts, and get this, it even has offline maps of public shelters. Super useful. The Pagabola 112 app is also brilliant, especially if you have hearing impairments or maybe can't speak in a situation, because it lets you text or even video call emergency services, and it automatically sends them your GPS location. Oh, and here's a little bonus, LT Alert. This sends warnings right to your phone, no app needed. Okay, phone's prepped, you're ready to go. Now let's talk about actually getting around once you're on the ground. If you're planning on driving in Lithuania, there are a few local rules you absolutely, positively need to know. I want you to pay really close attention to this number, 0.04%. That is the legal blood alcohol limit. And yeah, it's already stricter than a lot of other places. But here's the real kicker. If you're a new driver, and that means you've had your license for less than 2 years, or if you're a professional driver, the limit is 0. We're talking absolute zero tolerance. And here's another one of those local quirks you've got to know about. The speed limits actually change depending on the season. So from April 1st all the way through the end of October, you can do 130 kilometers per hour on motorways. But as soon as November 1st hits, that drops down to 110. The limits on other roads stay the same all year, but that motorway change, that's a big one to remember if you want to avoid a pretty hefty fine. Now let's talk about what's inside your car. By law, you have to have these 5 items. And the one that catches most tourists out is the reflective vest. And listen to this, it's not just for the driver, it's for every single passenger. If you have to get out of the car on a major road, everyone needs to be wearing one. You'll also need a warming triangle, a first aid kit, and a fire extinguisher. And of course, from November 10th, winter tires are an absolute must. All right, let's hop out of the car and into the city. Just like any popular spot, there are a few common scams to be aware of. Nothing to worry about, it's just about staying streetwise. So here are the top 3. First up, taxi overcharging. The fix for this is so simple. Just use a ride-sharing app like Bolt or Uber. If you absolutely have to grab a taxi, make sure you insist they use the meter. Second, ATM and card skimming. Again, easy fix. Always try to use ATMs that are inside a bank or shop, and always, always cover the keypad with your hand when you type in your PIN. And number 3, pickpocketing. This is especially common in busy areas like Vilnius's old town. Just keep your bag zipped up and in front of you, and please keep your phone in a front pocket, not your back one. Okay, now for the part we hope you never, ever have to use. But it's so important to have an action plan, just in case you find yourself in a real emergency. So if there's a widespread emergency, the first question everyone has is, where do I go? And this is where that LT72 app we talked about earlier becomes absolutely essential. It has an interactive map of all the pre-designated public shelters. And no, these aren't some secret bunkers. They're public places like schools, gyms, even underground parking garages, all ready to be used as temporary safe havens. You just open the app, find your location, and it'll show you the closest ones. Now, look, A lot of people in the cities speak English, but knowing just a couple of key phrases in Lithuanian could literally be a lifesaver. Pagalbus means help. Man reikia gydytojo means I need a doctor. And kur yra ligoninė is where is the hospital. Just having these screenshotted on your phone could make a huge difference in a critical moment. Okay, wow, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's boil it all down to the absolute must-knows with a super simple 5-point checklist.
Number 1, prep your phone. Save 112 and download that LT72 app before you go. 2, pack smart. If you're driving, a reflective vest for everyone in your group is a non-negotiable. 3, travel wise. Use ride-sharing apps like Bolt or Uber to avoid any taxi trouble. 4, pay safe. Stick to those indoor ATMs. And 5, know your zone. Seriously, just take 30 seconds to check the LT72 app for the shelter nearest your hotel. That's it. Simple.
And it all comes back to this really simple but powerful idea from EmergencyReady.eu. Get informed, be prepared, travel smart. Look, a little bit of prep time like this doesn't create fear. It actually creates confidence. So now you're equipped, you're ready. What part of Lithuania's incredible culture are you most excited to go explore?